It's been a little while. I was on winter leave for the whole November and I'm back. I landed yesterday in Iceland. I'm back at home. I literally have been away for almost 3 weeks and it was really nice to be a bit away, but I'm also happy to be home. But yeah, a lot of things are happening in our house and yeah, I might tell you a little bit more about it in a bit. But yeah, I was away for 3 weeks and I went to Europe. I went to England first and then I went to Europe. I went to see my family in Germany. I went to Barcelona for Barcelona Knits. I also spent a week, almost a week, with my mum in Spain, in the western part of the country, and we had like just a chill beach holiday, a wintry beach holiday. And then I went back to Germany just for 1 day, went back to England, and then came back. You see, I've been traveling back and forth, and looking at the picture now, I can see that I look tired, and I feel a bit tired, but yeah. I will have the evening to recover, back to the work tomorrow morning, very early start tomorrow morning, back to reality. But it's all good. I'm also looking forward to getting back to a bit of my rhythm. However, the next weeks will be, or actually the next months will be intense. Things are happening in our house, as I said. We are moving again. I don't want to tell too much about it yet. I think I'll just let you know every time a little bit more. But yeah, we're moving away from Iceland. It's very exciting, very big news. And as exciting as it is, I know it is very, very stressful as well. So I am kind of trying to keep calm, trying to do a lot of to-do lists. To-do lists have been my friend. So I'm going to try to do a lot of to-do lists to get things done. And yeah, I'm just gonna take you along with me. As I said, I went to Barcelona. It was absolutely lovely, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I bought in Barcelona, what I've been knitting on in Barcelona when I get to my WIPs and my FOs. But a little recap, we arrived in Barcelona on the Thursday, and I arrived, I had a very early start that day, flew over from Germany, arrived very early in Barcelona. I was like in the city at like 9:30 or something, so I was waiting for everybody to arrive, and then we finally got the keys to our apartment. And when we got to our apartment, I suddenly started feeling very, very unwell. So first evening I spent in the in not my bed, but the Airbnb's bed. And I was just like knocked out with the fever. And even though I felt a little bit better the next days, it kind of came back like when I was on holidays with my mom. So I was a little bit run down for, yeah, a bit of my holidays, which was a bit of a bummer, but it's kind of what happens when you go through a busy time in your life. And suddenly when the body is allowed to relax, it like usually comes out. So yeah, that is what happened for me, but I got over it. And then Barcelona Knits was really, really nice. I felt like I was a little bit low on energy, and that's why I didn't get to speak to so many people. And especially the first day, we went on a Saturday, we went there early. I felt like I couldn't really get the motivation to really get into shopping and looking at everything. I actually took a fair bit of time just sitting outside, having a coffee with my friends, just knitting, which was also nice, but maybe not what I had in mind. But yeah, it was still really, really nice. And we met so many lovely people, lovely makers. I was like yarn vendors, so that was great. And then the second day we went on the Sunday, and then I took a bit more time. I had a little bit of a look. I also bought something, so that was pretty nice. On the Monday, I left very, very early from Barcelona and then flew over and to see my mum. And then it was just a very relaxed beach holiday where I knit a whole jumper in like 4 days. A very chunky one. But I'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah, and since then it's been quite relaxed and just some family time, which was also very much needed. Alright, that was my little Barcelona recap, but if you want to see a bit more about Barcelona, I suggest that you go to Lily's YouTube channel, she just posted a big vlog about Barcelona, a bit of a chatty, girly one. Oh my god, we had a really good time with all the girls. And yeah, if you want to see that, definitely go there and check it out. She did a good job with cutting it all together. A lot of chatting of us, and I don't know, I know she worked hard to get this vlog together in a way it is now, so yeah, maybe you can show her a bit of love there. Alright, let's start with what I'm wearing today. I'm having my notes here on a paper, bit on my phone, because yeah, I will not remember everything, but what I'm wearing is the Rosby sweater, and that is a test that I made for Lise Bogevall. That was in 2023, and I knit a size 3. The yarn that I used is the BC Garn Loch Lomond, and I paired it with a Kremke Soul Wool mohair. So 2 yarns held together, used a 5mm needles, and this is like a drop shoulder design. I wish now I've just realized that I could have maybe made the sleeves a tiny bit longer, but I can actually block that out, I think. So I might do that next time I wash it. I might just like put it on a blocking mat, but I actually quite like it. I haven't worn it much, to be honest, just because it has the same color as like a jeans. So I feel like it doesn't quite work with jeans, but I'm wearing it with jeans today. I just went into my cupboard and had a look what I wanted to wear for the day, something cozy. Found that it's super cozy and maybe a little bit warm for an Icelandic home, because yeah, we do heat our homes crazy. Because heating is basically just free or like included in our rent, so we don't feel the pain, and that is because of the geothermal heat here. So a bit of a luxury. I know it is very, very different in the rest of the world, but yeah, therefore we don't actually use that much of our heavy wool sweaters actually, unless you wear it outside. Alright, so that's what I'm wearing, and let's start with finished objects, and I actually only have 2 finished objects here that I'm going to show you now. Alright, the first finished object is the Netty scarf. That is a design by Lily Kate France, or Lily Kate Makes on Instagram. She's a friend of mine, but promise you I'm not paid, but I just like to knit a lot of her designs. So yeah, it's usually a bit lily heavy, I'm afraid, but if you have tried knitting her designs, I promise you, or then you know that her designs are very, very well written, and that's one of the reasons why I love knitting her patterns. And the other reason is because I see how nicely she can style stuff, and I usually just want to copy her. So I knit this one just before going to Barcelona Knits. I got this skein from Barcelona Knits last year. It's from the Barcelona Knits, what is it called? Like they're supporting the festival, and that's from Casa Sol. It's called Candy Cotton, and it's like a 75% cotton, 25% mohair. And actually what it is 2 strands of cotton and then 1 thinner strand of mohair. So it's actually 3 strands. You can probably see it if I hold it close to the camera. And it is absolutely beautiful. However, I'm not sure how to wear this. Like, I feel like it looks really good on other people, but on me, I kind of feel like I look a little bit weird. It doesn't work as a handkerchief. Maybe if I wear like a white blouse or something, I can wear it around my neck. It's very autumnal. Yeah, it's kind of cute. I also thought it would be nice around the hair. I just had a haircut 2 weeks ago, so you could wear it like that as well if you wanted to. Not sure what to do with this. Do I look like a bunny with 2 ears? Not sure. But it's kind of cute, but not too sure how I will style it. I'll have to ask Lily. I'll have a look at her pictures. I know that she wears it a lot, like just like as a small little something around the neck when you don't wear anything else knitted. But it's really fun. It is quite engaging, I would say. It's not something that you can knit just blindly, but it's fun. It doesn't take much. I think I knit that in 2 days or something. I used the less than 25 grams for the whole thing. That's the small one. She has a big version as well, and I think the big version could be maybe a bit more useful because you can wear it more like a scarf. But it completely depends on what kind of style you like. So yeah, lovely for if you have like just a little bit of leftover yarn. And this uses, I think, fingering weight yarn, but I'm sure you could just use some other leftovers, and it would just turn out a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, probably. If you use something a bit bigger than fingering, thicker than fingering yarn, then you won't have a problem. So that's the first finished object. And the second finished object I have here is as well a Lily Kate design, and that is the lovely Ribblesdale vest that I knit for Barcelona Knits. So we had the idea of wearing something matching, and this was I have to say that because I know Lily would like me to say it. This was not decided by Lily, that was decided by all the other girls, and we decided to go with this one just because it's a fairly quick knit and it doesn't involve us all knitting a whole jumper. So we decided on that one, and so I made this one. Didn't take me long, maybe 2 weeks or something. I made this one out of Lily's yarn as well. She has a yarn line as well, which is called Axis. It's like a worsted weight yarn, and it's really lovely and soft and knits up super nicely. This is a knit in brioche. It is knit bottom up, I believe. God, I have such a bad memory. Pretty sure it was knit bottom up, and then you knit the bottom band and then the armhole edgings as well. It's just like an I-cord, but just like puts it a little bit better. First I thought I wouldn't need them, but actually they do make a difference, so I do recommend doing that. I actually decided to make the body a little bit longer. I think my stitch gauge was a little bit off as well, row gauge, and then because of that I had a few more stitches here for the button band, so I decided to just simply do 5 buttons instead of 4. I'm really happy I did that actually. Just I feel it looks a little bit more balanced considering that I made the body a bit longer. And then I decided to just sew the button band closed because it was a bit tight and the buttons were pulling a little bit on the fabric, so I just decided to close it permanently because I'm not planning on wearing it open. But instead I will probably wear this in springtime, I think, just without something below, not like a waistcoat, but maybe like just as a top or something. So this will be nice if it just closed and I don't have to worry about anything shining through. So this is the Ribblesdale vest. I knit this one on 4.5mm needles. And the only modification I did was the longer body. The next 2 finished objects I don't have with me, but I have finished them. I will have maybe a few pictures to insert. I'm not too sure how many I have from the first one. So let's start with the first one that I finished like in the right order. So it was the Kaleidoscope by Claudia Quintanilla. It is I made the children's version, baby version, and I made this out of the Making Memories books. This is a book that she brought out, I think it was last year or maybe a year before, 2023, yes. So this was published by Line magazine, and I decided to go for the Kaleidoscope as a set. I have marked it just before filming because I thought, well, I will never be able to find it quickly. So there we go. This is the one that I made, and I will insert a picture here of the finished sweater that I made. It is really, really nice. It came out really nice, and actually I used up some stash yarn, which made me even happier because it is a gift for some very special little lady, and I wanted to choose some nice colors, and I had some really nice colors in my stash, so was very happy to be that I was able to use them for her. So I used, for the main color, I used the Gilead by Dererum Natura, and that was in Bois de Rose, I'm pretty sure. So that's called like, what is that called? In German it's called Rosenholz, in English it would be like the wood of a rose. Rosewood? Pretty sure. Yeah, so that was the main color. And then I used some leftovers Wool Dreamers Motor from my Mudo sweater, the light beigey one and like a mustardy brown one, and then I had a bit of leftover from another sweater that I made out of this book, and that was this sage green from Knitting for Olives Heavy Merino. They all worked out really well together. The only one that was a little bit maybe thinner than the other two was the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino. It was not just as plump as the other two, but the other worked really well together. So if you want to combine Gilead and the Wool Dreamers, I totally can recommend. And because, I mean, I used so little yarn for the sweater, which was really, really nice. I had to slightly modify the color work around the yoke just because I ran out of yarn. I made the body a tiny bit longer and therefore I ran out of yarn, so unfortunately I wasn't able to do these little crosses. I could have probably made it, but I didn't realize early enough. So I did change it a little bit here around here, but the rest of the color work is the same. I might have swapped around a bit the colors, but yeah. It looks really nice. It has a nice big opening for the children's hat, which is so important. I've knitted some other designer sweaters, some quite popular designer sweaters, and I was very disappointed when I gave the sweaters away and then the kids' hat didn't fit through the neck opening, which is really disappointing. So this one I was really happy. I could see that, yeah, she will not have a problem to get the girl's head through the neck opening. It knitted up super quickly, the pattern was really clear, and I can totally recommend it if you have some leftovers, as I said, because I mean, for the children's sizes you need so little yarn. I had one and a bit of a ball of the Gilead left over, and I was able to manage to get like a 2-year-old garment out of it. So yeah, first finished object. And just to be 100% clear, I got this book as a PR sample last year, but yeah, as I said, I love the sweater and I wouldn't show it to you if I wouldn't love it. All right, and the next finished object that I have is the Mega Stripe sweater. It's a design by my lovely friend Camilla Hoyer. She designed the sweater at the beginning of this year, I think. It was sometime in maybe April or so. And I made one for myself. Absolutely loved it. Have been wearing it a lot this year. Got so many compliments for it. And I had some leftover yarn. So that is the Mega Mohair, also by Camilla, so Camille Knit. And she mentioned in the pattern requirements that you need a bit more than like 1 ball per sweater. So I ordered 2 balls of each color. That was for the smaller size. And I ended up being left with such an amount of yarn that I thought, okay, I'm just gonna do a bit of yarn chicken and see if I can get another sweater out of it. And actually I managed. The only thing that I didn't quite manage, I didn't manage to knit the full length of the sweater, so of the sleeve. So at the end I didn't have much yarn left of the peachy color, so I just made longer wide cuffs, and then I just gave it a good pull when I was blocking it. I gave this one already away, so that was a late birthday gift for one of my sisters. She didn't get a hand knit this year, and yeah, I wanted to give her something cozy for the winter. So she got that one. a little bit as a late birthday gift. She was really happy about it, and yeah, I really love the sweater. Honestly, I had so many compliments for this one, and even though it is such an easy knit, honestly, I have made much more complicated sweaters, and I'm not talking design down. All I'm saying is sometimes you make something so simple and then people absolutely love it, and sometimes you make something like really intricate and people never even like notice it. So yeah, that was quite funny. This sweater is knit on 10mm needles, so yeah, I think I started it on a Tuesday or Wednesday and it was finished on Sunday. And I was knitting on other things as well on the side, so yeah, great result. So these are all my finished objects. Shall we talk about my whips? I think we shall. So let's start with the first one. I've been working on this one for about over a month. I took this one to England and I only took 2 balls and I ran out of yarn pretty quickly, so I just left it in England when I was traveling and remembered to take it back here. I will finish this one probably after Christmas. This is not a priority at the moment. So we're talking about my second sample for myself of the Calm Down cardigan, designed by Lily. Again, yeah, you know the deal. So I managed to almost finish the body when we're already decreasing at the bottom. So yeah, if you know the design, there's like a little bit of an opening here. So I've already started working on that one. And I know it looks like, yeah, the body's almost finished. It is not much left. Well, yeah, there is. The sleeves are quite wide, so they don't knit up as quickly as you would think. Also, it has a double knit bottom band that takes a bit of time, but it's very well thought through. So I'm looking forward to knitting on this one when I have a bit more time. And this one is the very much loved Loch Lomond yarn. This one is like a nice brown. I wish it would be a little bit more, how do you say, concentrated brown. I don't know if you can see, it has a little bit of like white shining through, which is not what I love about the yarn, but I'm sure once I finish it, it will look all good. Whilst I'm talking about this one, I ordered some buttons for it. I'm going to show you the ones that I've ordered. I've got 3 options. And I'm kind of like jumping over into acquisitions, but I'm only doing it because I'm talking about it now. So I've got 3 options here. I'm going to try to keep them all next to each other so you can have a look at them. It's very hard to show that without it falling down. So there we go. We've got these 3 options. Very, very beautiful. They're from Textile Garden. I'm gonna show them one by one. 1, 2. I think this one is one of my favorites, or this one. This one's also beautiful. Yeah, these buttons are absolutely stunning. I ordered them from Textile Garden in the UK. They have such a good selection of buttons. And I've used this one for my grey version. Let's see if we can. It's blowing out a little bit, but there's like lovely white flowers on it. And I ordered these ones again because my friend is knitting the same sweater alongside with me. So she needs some buttons, so I got her these ones so she can use them on her grey version because she's making the same colour as I made. So this is the first whip. As I said, it's a bit hibernating at the moment, but I know I can just quickly pick it up where I left it. I made a note in the pattern where I stopped, so it will be all easy to start again knitting on it. And I know I will be getting loads of wear out of it once it's finished because I've been living in my grey version. Next one. Oh. Okay, I hope you're not sick of hearing this designer's name. So this one is another of Lily's pattern. This is the checker plate hat. I started this one in Barcelona and I needed something to knit on that was simple and easy, and I thought, oh well, the head of a brim will be really easy to knit, and that's what I did. So basically this is what I knitted in Barcelona, and then I left it there because the checker plate was just a bit too engaging to be knitting with friends and walking around. But I've knit a little bit on the plane the other day when I was flying back as a passenger, and oh, I love how it's showing up. I am knitting this one on 4.5 millimeter needles. I have it in the cutest little project bag. And I'm using, can you see I've got like a really camel color thing going on here. And I'm using the Pearl Soho Camel yarn, which is so soft and lovely. A leftover that I have from my partner's shawl last year. And I'm using a Knitting for Olive soft silk. Is that what it's called? Can't quite remember, but basically silk and mohair. They're going very well together. They're not marling too obviously, like it's like just a little bit of highlight in the color. And one little detail that I have to show you is I have it with the cutest little stitch marker. And this is actually a present from one of my viewers. She met me at Barcelona Knits for the second time actually, and she had this one for me, and it was really, really cute. She got this one actually the other side of this, so much cuter. So there we go. It's a little silver horse. I could also put it on a necklace if I wanted to, but I love it on my knits. And she got this one for me ages ago and was just hoping to see me at some point at some yarn festival, so I bumped into her in Barcelona and she gave it to me, and yeah, it is very, very sweet. I do appreciate these gifts. It's not something I take for granted, and it's the cutest when yeah, I see you and you're excited, but I mean, this one is something special. I'm just gonna keep it on my knitting projects, and yeah, makes me think about all the lovely things I experience through my podcast. Podcasting is actually not something some people might think, oh, you get rich for it. No, absolutely not. The work that we put into podcast is a lot. It takes a lot of time to film and prepare everything and upload everything. So, and I'm promising you that unless you do put out content very, very regularly, you don't make big bucks on here. So we just do that for the fun of it. And so having these interactions with viewers is just, yeah, kind of the reward. And it's so nice to meet viewers at festivals or just in life. Sometimes I have had a few situations where I bumped into a viewer in the pool or in a cafe, and it's really, really fun. So I love meeting other knitters, and yeah, that's what makes this podcasting life fun. Yeah, that was the checker plate hat. It's a recent design from Lily, and she also made a sweater. Or actually, I think she made the sweater first and then the hat. And whilst we were in Barcelona Knits, I bought some yarn for it. I bought the Dilana, La Madrilana in a DK in like a lovely pinkish color, and I thought this will be stinking cute for spring. So my idea is that after Christmas and after I've finished a few whips, I'm gonna cast this on as a little maybe birthday present for myself. How's about that? I think that would be lovely. So my birthday's in early January, and I might be able to just knit that one for myself for my birthday. So that's the idea with that one. Just to take a little shortcut to my acquisitions. Then the next work in progress is the yearly shawl for my partner. And I'm running a bit late with this one actually, which I'm not happy about, because this one needs to be done just after Christmas. He requests a new shawl every year. It's become a thing. It's the third shawl I'm knitting for him. And yeah, he's loving his other ones so much that he mentioned to me a few days ago that he wouldn't mind another one. So I'm a good listener. So I bought this yarn actually ages ago. So this one is no, let me first tell you what it is. So this one is the Attune Shawl by Andrea Mowry. And this is all of what I've made so far. On the other side is looking like that. Oh, I actually love it now. When I started knitting on it, it is quite often, like the pattern is not so easy to read, I feel. Maybe it's just the style it is written and I'm not quite used to it, but I feel like it's really hard to like follow the pattern. So I found it a little bit hard to get it set up. I started in Barcelona and made a few mistakes and then just ripped it back the other day when I was, or actually yesterday when I was traveling. Ripped it almost back to the garter setup row and started again. Made some notes and like used some highlighters to make it a bit easier to read the pattern. And now I'm loving it. It's working out really, really nicely. I still don't find the pattern super easy to follow, so I still need to like just sit down with a paper, make notes where I am. But I'm sure once I knit a little bit more on it, this will be easier. So I'm knitting this one on 3.5mm needles. I'm using two very trusted yarns, or actually one very trusted yarn. The other one I don't know, but I just bought it to work with the other one. So this one is Schoppelwolle edition number 3. It is 100% wool, superwash, and it's like in a nice little fade. Do we have there's the fade. So it goes through like light, it's almost like a light blue, brownish towards a dark. And then I decided, okay, he's got a dark blue coat, so he needs to combine it with like, or with the dark blue gray or something like that. So I chose this one. But let me find the label for this one. 1 second. Okay, there it is. I found it. So the label of this one, it was quite hard to find like I think it's like a sport weight or so. It's 150 meters per 50 grams. So I was quite trying to find something that is like spun in a similar way so it works well. So this one is the Berocca Quechua. Sorry, it's a 60% merino, extra fine merino, 20% AB alpaca and 20% yak. So this one is non-superwash, so I'm just gonna treat the whole thing as non-superwash, obviously, but I wanted to use this edition number 3 that I had in my stash, because I bought it last year for a shawl and I didn't quite like how it worked together with the yarn that I had already bought. So this year I thought, okay, I'm gonna use this up. Happy with the yarn selection, and now I just need to knit. I'm gonna weigh the yarn and gonna come up with like a weekly goal of how much I want to knit per week on it, just so I'm able to finish it in time, because I have 2 knits this month that I have to yeah, kind of deliver on a deadline. So yeah, bit of knitting stress, but all good. The next work in progress, and that's something I only cast on a few days ago and just been carried away with it, to be honest, because it's so easy to knit and I love easy knits. This one is the lovely Olympia by Claudia Quintanilla. It's a big cloud of fluff. I have almost made it to separating for the sleeves. It's all now bunched up on a small needle, so yeah, I just have to do, I think, 3 more repeats of increases and then I'll be done. And this one is actually the neck line that will be folded. It's like a hem, and it has like a opening here in the back and will be closed with a lovely ribbon on the top. So Olympia by Claudia Quintanilla, and this one is actually out of a book that I have here, the Memory Lane book by Claudia Quintanilla. This one also is a PR sample, so they were so kind to send me that one. And this was published this year. I know a lot of people have shown this one, and yeah, I'm very grateful that they sent this to me because a lot of these designs really speak to me. I love her style of designing. Claudia has a very feminine, like romantic style, and I feel like it works well with my wardrobe. So I've already knitted a few of her designs and I've loved them all. And this is the one that I'm knitting now. There we go. So there we go. This is how it's gonna look in the back. I'm probably gonna go with, so because of the light rose, I'm thinking of going for a dark burgundy ribbon in the back. I think that would work really well. But obviously I could just, I'm not sure if you just slip the ribbon through the back, so you could actually, depending on how you want to wear it, change the ribbon depending on the look that you want to have this year. So yeah, and this is the front, so it's just like a kind of basic mohair sweater with this little special in detail in the back. The yarn that I'm using is the Kit Sita by Gepard. I don't have the color here now, but it's just this one here. It's the same yarn that I have for another project, and that is a 70% Super Kit mohair, 30% silk. Really, really soft. I love it actually. I've started working on it, on this design, and yeah, love how it is coming along. And as I said, the designs in this book are actually really beautiful. There was another one that I'm really tempted to knit. Let me show it to you. I love the El Naranjo. There we go. I think it looks so cool. And the Azul. It's like a colorwork sweater. Yeah, very nice designs. To be honest, there's actually quite a few in here that I could knit, so this won't be the last one out of this book, I'm pretty sure, but I will be knitting this one. I hope to have this finished just maybe for Christmas, if I manage to. So these were all my whips. Let's talk about my cast-ons, because I do have one big project that I'm gonna cast on today. I have my swatch finished, so I just need to quickly measure it again, decide on the needles, and then cast on. And I'm gonna be knitting the Hilma sweater, and it's a test knit for Colibri by Johanna. And so they've sent me this beautiful Ketseta. It's a design that has a lot of stripes, contrasting stripes, and these are all the colors that I'm using. Okay, now I wish I would have one more hand. So there we go. We have 5 contrasting colors, and then this light beige is like the main color. There we go. Oh, doing a terrible job in presenting you the colors. I'm really excited to start this one. I ordered the yarn, so what happens is, like with these sponsored test knits, or yarn sponsored, so I got this yarn sent as we are the test knitters, which is very, very generous from Gepard Yarn. And so I was able to choose the yarn online, and I chose some colors, and 2 of the colors didn't work. So what I had chosen on top of, besides of, I think these two. So I didn't choose these two when I got it sent, but I had instead chosen these two. However, they didn't quite work in real life. So what I did is I went to one of my local yarn stores. There are quite a lot of them in Reykjavik. So I went to one of the store and had a look and found these two instead. So I'm exchanging these two. So these two I bought myself, but these two I got sent by Gepard Yarn. I'm gonna use them in something else, or maybe de-stash them. But yeah, I will be using these two instead. And I think the color palette is now really lovely and round, if that is something that you could say. So I feel like these all work really well together. And I'm excited to cast this on today. And I know this is going to be potato chippy knit. It's all knit in panels, which I don't mind, to be honest. Like, I don't mind purling. I feel like I've become so much quicker. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. I've become so much quicker in the last months in purling. And this is knit on 6 or 6.5 millimeters. So 6 millimeters is what the pattern says. I'm gonna measure my swatch in a second, decide on the needles, as I said, and then cast this on today. So yeah, exciting little acquisition to my stash, and I'm very excited for this test knit. I know this will be something that I can wear in spring, and something fun for my wardrobe. All right, acquisitions. I've already talked a bit about acquisitions. I don't have that much left over to talk about. The only thing, I had a couple of things. There we go. 2 acquisitions. So just 2 things that I bought in Barcelona. These are some stitch markers that I bought from Anmi V or NMyWe. It's a German maker, and okay, this one doesn't belong. There's like a little one that she gave me for free, so I just put that one here, but these 3. I do love stitch markers. We had a big laugh about it because my friends are very divided on this topic. Like, some of them love stitch markers and some of them are like, no, I don't use them, only if I really have to. But I personally am a big lover of stitch markers, and I have a lot of them and I use them on every project. However, I feel like I have never enough of nice project stitch markers. So I do buy regularly more stitch markers. These ones are stainless steel. They're very high quality. A bit more pricey than normally, but I can see that that she used some lovely materials, and I hope that they're gonna hold up well. But so these are a little bit kind of special little memory of Barcelona knits. And then another acquisition that I actually didn't pay for myself, but my friend got me, and it's a yarn ball holder. Is that something you would say? So what you do with this one is, if you want to walk and knit, I'm just gonna try to show it to you, is like a little plate here. So you put your ball of yarn here, hang it in here, there we go, and then you can knit from it and it just twists around. There we go. It's like a 360, so you can just knit off it. And yeah, I'm gonna try that actually. It's probably good for like sock knitting, I would think. You can also hang this on something if you just yeah, want to hang this on like a little hook or something. I'm excited to trying this out sometime soon. So these were all my acquisitions, all the whips and FOs and whips. I hope it was not too messy, but yeah, the sunlight is fading. It's now 3:30 and it's getting dark. We had a solid 5 hours of daylight today, and it is a bit hard, to be honest. I feel today I got up at 8 o'clock and it was pitch black, and it was pitch black until like 9:45 or so. So yeah, winter is here. Luckily, no snowstorm so far, but I know it might be snowing tomorrow and the day after, just in time for work. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm hoping to be back very soon again. I have a few ideas for some videos. I don't know how it's gonna go with filming over the next weeks, but I'm gonna make it a bit of a priority to get regular content out in December, because then there will be a break from January, mid-January for sure, for a little while, because things will be happening with our move abroad and also with starting a new job in February. So things will shift a little bit. I won't have that much time to film podcasts in just the beginning of next year. So I thought it will be fun to do a few podcasts before it's gonna get a bit quiet here. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and until next time, keep on knitting. Bye bye. So, just to show you, actually, I don't want to give away quite where I live, but from our window you can actually see the volcano. There's currently a volcano going on. It's just about to finish, I think, but over there, over the hill, you can see the volcano. And in the dark, sometimes you can see the glow. However, I think in the last days it has already died down so much so you can't see the glow anymore. So yeah, cold and frosty day. This down there is a lake. It's almost frozen over, so it's quite cute. And yeah, I've got a nice view from our apartment, so that's really nice. But extra volcano special view today.